Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again I'm here with Chandra with Aaron and Franklin Engineering. They've got a great strong home protection program. Inspection program you need to check out. But today we're going to talk about. We've been talking TWIA and TDI for a month
There's
and
a
a
lot
half
to talk
now,
about.
and they've got a public. TDI's got a public comment coming up on Monday, and I think this is playing Friday.
Yeah,
And
so it's
so
Monday the 23rd.
yeah,
So
Monday the 23rd. And so let's talk a little bit about that. What your feelings, how this meeting is going to go, and then we're going to do a recap on it.
sure. So this is a public meeting being held by TDI on the TWIA rate filing. So TWIA had filed their rate after their last board meeting. And the vote at the board meeting was to recommend a 10% increase to premiums on the TWIA policies. So that was the recommendation that the board made. It was a 6-3 vote, and all three of the coastal representatives, myself, there's another coastal representative down in Port Aransas and one in Brownsville, and we all three voted against it, but everyone else voted for it. So the commissioner has until October 15th to make a decision on whether or not she's going to approve that rate filing.
Okay.
Also, if the governor could step in and take action as well. So it's really positive. She's having two meetings. She's having one on Monday here in Galveston and one on Friday in Padre or in Corpus Christi. So she's catching two parts of the coast, and she's taking public comment. I would really encourage people to either write in. There's an email address that you can email in your public comment, and even if it just says, I'm against a 10% rate increase, just that simple. And your name and your city, that's all you really need to do. And or if you want to give more of a personal story or whatever, because I can tell you every single one of those comments are read. I know that as a board member, I read every single public comment that comes in, and a lot of them have been sent by legislators or local chambers or something like that to kind of give you a form letter. And a lot of them are form letters. People just fill out their name and stuff. But a lot of them are really personal. And there's a few that I've plucked out and actually had TWIA take action on and say, hey, y'all need to look into this situation or this, claim or whatever. So those are read. And so I'm really hopeful that she will take this public comment period very seriously. I plan to go and make some public comment as well against that 10% rate increase, because obviously I voted against it at the meeting, and know how detrimental that 10% can be to coastal residents and coastal businesses. So, and we're fighting. I mean, we're already fighting this bad economy, and to have that added to it just makes things even harder to keep workers here, to keep businesses open. It's just really tough. I mean, I know my insurance premiums have all gone up. I mean, so what does that mean when your cost of goods goes up, when your services that you use go up? Well, I have to pass those costs along to someone else. I can't absorb all that. And so, I mean, I don't have a huge profit margin in there anyway. And when I have to start cutting into that to, just to keep my doors open or have no profit, I mean, it's tough. So, but anyway, and if you can attend, it's going to be at Moody Gardens at 9 a.m. on Monday. I would love to see lots of faces there, because that is going to really hammer home to the commissioner that the coast is engaged, the coast is involved. We really do not want this to happen. It's really important that we set the tone and really come out strong on Monday, so she understands how much coastal residents are against it. I mean, at the TWIA meeting, it was 1,500 people made comments online before we even had the meeting. So it was tons. And out of that, only like 2 were against or for it. Everybody else was against it. So, it was a huge, swing on everybody being against this 10% rate increase. And But then you get to the meeting and it's a 6-3 vote on being for it. So I was like,
Right.
I don't understand that. But
Well, it's already gone up for a lot of people. We
right.
had several comments that said, my insurance went up 15%, I think, and you were talking about the average, I think, was
Yeah, the average
13.
is 13%.
13.
And
Well, now you add another 10% on top of that, and you're at 23,
yeah,
25%.
exactly.
Man, that's a big jump on home insurance, and that is a big enough a jump because of the cost of the home to make people have to sell them.
Exactly. And the other option is so that insurance, that ABC insurance, that adjusted building cost. So basically that's like they automatically increase your
Uh-huh.
premium based on the value of your home. So great, my home value went up and it's worth more, but that means more taxes, that means more insurance.
Right.
And if you don't accept that ABC and say, whoa, I can't afford that extra 13, 15%, well, then you're not covered. So what if we have a storm that's a cat 4, cat 5, and you have a total loss? You can't build back the same house because cost of materials, cost of labor, cost of insurance has gone up. You can't build the same house back for the same amount of money. And next year's going to be even worse if we don't get our legislators involved, like really making strides to change the funding structure for TWIA. Because with Beryl, we've almost exhausted our full catastrophe reserve fund.
Right.
And so we're going to end up moving, for any other storm event, like we missed. Francine just missed us, right? And if Francine would have come in and caused more damages on top of what Beryl had caused, we would be looking at borrowing money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you borrow money, you have to pay it back with interest. And that means that has to come from somewhere. And that's going to come from premium increase, and that's going to come from rate increase. And I can tell you, if we had another storm where we had to start dipping into our class 1 bonds, we would 100% not be having this conversation. They would be going, well, we have to have the 10% because we're going to have to be able to pay this back with interest. So, and we're still not out of hurricane season yet. I mean, we still have time.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
they're talking about coming up in the Caribbean. In fact,
there's some spicy stuff going on out there, and we don't really know where it's going to go yet. I mean,
I was just looking at the schedule. This show's actually going to play on Saturday at 11 because we've got another show for you that we've done for Friday, and so we're going to run an extra show. And that's how important it is to get out there, either email or be there at this TDI public speaking. And if you want to make a road trip, you can hit Galveston on Monday and then go down the coast
Friday. That's right.
And see the one down in Corpus on Friday.
Yeah. And it's my understanding, well, I know that the general manager for TWIA is going to be at the meeting. And the commissioner herself is going to be at the meeting. So this is not just a handoff for staffers. This is actually the head of TDI, the head of TWIA, myself, like a lot of other people that have a lot of stakeholders in this are going to be there. Their ears are going to be open, and hopefully we can really make a difference and show them that we have a strong opposition to this rate increase, proposed rate increase. And even if the commissioner ends up signing it and putting it into place, we still have another opportunity to petition to the governor to set it aside. So we still have a few options, before we're locked into this rate increase for 2025. But hopefully, this the fact that she's even having this public meeting, I think says a lot.
It's out of the norm.
It's out of the norm. I think it says a lot. It's the first time I've ever seen this happen in my 9 years here. And I'm encouraged that she's really weighing, the implications of that decision making.
Great. Well, it's Saturday. We're playing this. The good part is we're going to be able to bring everyone the outcome of the meeting or an interpretation of it. The meeting's Monday for Galveston, the 23rd. We're actually going to come in and do a show on Friday, which is the 27th. And we're going to let you know exactly what went on at the meeting, how many people spoke, and get Chandra's breakdown on how she thought the meeting went. And maybe we can get some feedback from some people on the show up and stuff in Corpus. But you know, we've been talking about TWIA now for about 2 months, ever since all this started. And I know I've gotten a lot of comments. People really are following it because I read the comments on our post. I look at who's sharing it, and it's usually a home builder or an insurance person, you know, and so I watch all that. So I know people are paying attention, but now it's time for you, the end user, to go out and be heard at this TDI public meeting Monday, the 23rd at Moody Gardens in Galveston, and then Friday down in Corpus Christi. So
that's right.
Chandra, you're not going to Corpus. You're going to...
No, I'm not going to Corpus, but I'm going to go to the Galveston meeting. There is another TWIA board member who will be at the Corpus meeting, so she'll be representing the coast on the TWIA side on Friday. So we do have representation from the TWIA board at both meetings. So we should have, so it should be good. So.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll be back Friday and let everyone know exactly what happened. And we'll get a pretty good, you think you'll get a pretty good reading on where it's going to go? Or is it one of those deals?
You know, it's all political, really, David. I mean, it's so political. It's hard to know all the different factors that are in play. You know, I know that it is a very important decision. I know that she is taking in a lot of, you know, data in order to make that decision. So I do appreciate that fact. And hopefully, you know, she will see how impactful this is going to be for the coast and turn this 10% increase down.
Okay, great. Well, we'll be back next Friday with information on the TDI meeting. Chandra, thanks for joining us this morning. I love the pink shirt.
Thank you.
Every Wednesday they wear pink, and that's when we record these. So really,
you might see a lot of pink.
Yeah. So we're going to head on out. We'll be back Friday with more information on the TDI public hearing meeting on the 23rd. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.